News, Vodafone Idea, let's get that stock in. We are seeing a volatility in that. Now, sources from PTI suggesting that the cabinet has approved the package for Vodafone Idea. The AGR dues have been frozen at 87,695 crore rupees, which has to be paid from financial years 2032 to 2041. Now this has been spread out, and we have seen the stock rallying a lot, and now we are seeing a profit correction, I mean to say profit booking happening. Just if you could just show us the last 6 months chart for Vodafone Idea, where we see an important up move coming in right from the 6.5 odd levels to almost more than 12 levels coming in, and now we are seeing some kind of a profit booking happening in the day's trade. We'll be getting you more details, but over the next 5 years or so of the AGR dues, that is something which the street was wanting, and now a proper news flow has come in. Now this is of course very much a very strong news flow for Vodafone Idea, but net we can say that this is a sell on news. That's why we are seeing the stock reaction happening. Avinash, I would like to get you on this first. Vodafone Idea, most of the hurdles seem to be cleared, and this important news flow coming in, that is something which we'll watch out to. But Avinash, just hold on. Somit is here with us. Somit has mic'd up. Hi Somit, what is the important development of Vodafone Idea and road ahead now?
Well, if you see the news that has come in from PTI sources, the fact that the government is giving a moratorium on the AGR dues. Now, Street was factoring in that there could be a waiver of at least 50-odd%, and that is why the reason that was the reason why the stocks were gaining in trade. But what has come in is just a moratorium, and that's the reason we are seeing this kind of a fall when it comes to the share prices of both Vodafone Idea and Industars as well. Industars was also up around 3-odd% in trade, but that has also turned negative and is now trading in red because the government has just announced a moratorium. Now, what will this moratorium mean? That for the next 5 years, Vodafone Idea will not have to make any payment related to AGR to the government. But after that, again, the question still arises, will Vodafone Idea be able to make these payments? Because if you look at the annual payment that Vodafone Idea needs to make to the government of India is nearly 16 to 17,000 odd crore rupees on an annual basis. And if you look at the current free cash flow that Vodafone Idea generates, it's less than around 10,000 odd crore. So even after 5 years, the street does not believe that the company will be able to generate that much amount of cash flow, and hence this negative reaction. But we still need to watch out for the press briefing that starts at around 3 p.m. If any announcement that comes in regarding a waiver, then the stock could react positively. Then that could be the only reason why the stock could react positively. So the press conference starts at 3 p.m. The key thing to watch out for is whether the government announces any form of waiver on the AGR dues.
Okay, well, thank you for that, Somit. So, of course, if you just look at the stock reaction, it's down about 3% as well. But we also have Danish Anand, our senior correspondent of NDTV Profit, also joining us in a minute. We'll go to that. But before we do that, Avinash, your quick take with regards to what is happening with Vodafone Idea. But before we do that, Danish is right here with us. Danish, what's happening with Vodafone Idea?
Well, sources have confirmed that the Union Cabinet has approved the relief package for Vodafone Idea. And if we look at the overall AGR dues of this telecom operator, then it stands somewhere around 87,695 crore. So the relief that they have got, they have to pay this from FY32 till FY41. Because we have seen that this has been a major issue for the company from the past many years. And this cabinet relief has come in at a very important time, when in the past we have seen Vodafone Idea making bold statements that if they don't get any relief from the government, then it will be very difficult for them to continue in the country. But it is a very big and a very positive news for Vodafone Idea that the cabinet has given them a relief, and they have good like from this particular repayment period will be between from FY32 to FY41. So they have got almost a great time to pay back the AGR dues back to the government.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Danish, for joining and sharing what the overall development with regards to what's happening with Vodafone Idea. But Avinash, coming to you, there has been a lot of consideration with regard to this AGR dues that we are seeing. What do you make of this particular development, and how should the investors react to this?
No, I think, one good part is that the dues have been back funded from 2032 to 2041. That means they get 9 years to pay the money, that too after starting from 2032 onwards. So I think it's a positive surprise, but as Somit pointed out, the markets were expecting that the penalty would be waived off by at least 30 to 50%. That has not happened. So the liability remains, but the point is that maybe they get some more time to improve their cash flows and then obviously start repaying back, on the AGR side. See, my sense is that the markets would not take this very positively because the liability continues to remain, although it is back-ended funded. So I think, it will take some time before the stock moves up because whatever upside had happened in the stock was an expectation that the penalty could be waived off, say 30, 40%, and obviously getting a much more higher moratorium. So one part of the transaction or the news announcement has come in. We'd like to, hear out the management, post 3 p.m. and I think get to know basically what is the overall structural deal and how the company is positioned to repay this money. So I think till that time, the stock is going to remain on the negative side. The markets would be pleasantly surprised if Vodafone announces that they are also going to get a penalty waive off. That would be the big trigger. So as of now, it's a hold from our side. No fresh buying advice.